coffee's gone cold between your hands and mine. We're tracing the patterns and crossing the line for the very last time in this dim lit booth, before we stop hiding behind the half-truth. I've rehearsed every sentence, I've salted the wounds, but the air is just filled with these hollowed out tunes. This is our one final conversation before we become a separate nation. No more see you laters, no more how have you been. It's just the closing of doors and the purging of sins. I memorize in the way that you say my name before the fire goes out and we're never the same. Yeah. Your eyes are like static, they're drifting away that starts moving at the break of the day. I wanna reach out and just beg you to stay, but the words in my throat are all turning to clay. So I'll ask about work and I'll ask about friends while I watch how a beautiful tragedy ends. Don't make it easy, don't make it kind, don't leave a single maybe behind. Let the silence be heavy, let the ceiling be low, until there's nothing left but to stand up and go. This is our one final conversation before we become a separate nation. No more see you laters, no more how have you been. It's just the closing of doors and the purging of sins. I'm memorizing the way that you say my name before the fire goes out and we're never the same. Check the time, gather your keys. I'm finally brought to my knees. One last word. In the dark, in the dark. They say that people are like passing ships, a temporary touch, a name on the lips. But we were the anchor and we were the chain, a single heartbeat in the middle of rain. We didn't just meet, we collided and grew, until I couldn't tell where I ended and you began. There was a bond like ours, a silver spun thread, stronger than any goodbye that we said. It's a gravity well, it's a permanent mark, a light that refuses to die in the dark. They can tear down the high, they can salt all the ground, but a bond like ours is still waiting to be found. I see the way that the others just drift, a shallow connection, a temporary shift. But we had the roots and we had the deep, a promise that even the ghosts couldn't keep. It's etched in the static, it's baked in the bone, the rarest of things that I've ever been shown. You can't cut the wind and you can't stop the tide, and you can't kill the ghost of the fire inside. Even with miles and even with years, the echoes of us are the only thing I hear. There was a bond like ours, a silver spun thread, stronger than any goodbye that we said. It's a gravity well, it's a permanent mark, a light that refuses to die in the dark. They can tear down the high, they can salt all the ground, but a bone like ours is still waiting to be be found. Unbreakable, even now, the weight of a silent vow upon like
The music swells and then lingers on a single powerful chord.
I'm sitting so still, I can hear the floor creak. The tears of dry tracks on the side of my cheek. The house is a vacuum, a hollowed out shell, a quiet so heavy it feels like a spell. But then in the static, a rhythm takes hold, a ghost of a pulse in the bitter and cold. It's like I'm hearing a second heartbeat in the room, a phantom reminder, an echo of doom. One is the hollow, steady thud in my chest. The other is the shadow that won't let me rest. I'm looking for you in the pulse of the air, trying to find a heartbeat that's no longer there. Is it the clock or the rain on the roof, or my mind playing tricks, demanding the proof that I'm not as alone as the silence suggests, that a part of your spirit still lingers and rests? I'm counting the beats, matching the pace, searching for life in an empty space. Chasing a ghost through the valves of my soul, trying to make a half heart feel whole. It's like I'm hearing a second heartbeat in the room, a phantom reminder, an echo of doom. One is the hollow, steady thud in my chest. The other is the shadow that won't let me rest. I'm looking for you in the pulse of the air, trying to find a heartbeat that's no longer there. Looked up, thump, it's fading away. Just my own heart left for the day. A second heartbeat, the sound of a single fading drum beat. I'm tracing the cracks in a porcelain cup, watching the steam as it's spiraling up. There's a silver lining on the edge of the storm, a strange kind of grace in the heart that's still warm. I used to run from the sting and the smart, but now I'm just studying the breaks in my heart. There's a beauty in the ache, a glow in the grief, a gold leaf garden and a It's the proof that I loved. It's the price of the fire, a holy vibration on a broken down wire. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm not looking for a new. I'm just finding the light in the memory of you. The sunset is bleeding a violent red, like every I love you we ever have said. It hurts like a puncture, it cuts like a blade, but I wouldn't trade back a single mistake we made. The sorrow is heavy, it's deep and it's wide, but it's also the ocean that's keeping me alive. Beautiful part of the picture is you. There's a beauty in the ache, a glow in the grief, a gold leaf garden in a fallen leaf. It's the cool that I loved. It's the price of the fire, a holy vibration on a broken down wire. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm not looking for a new. I'm just finding the light in the memory of you. Sweet sorrow, soft pain, sweet sorrow, flowers, sweet sorrow, meager rain, beauty in the ache, sweet sorrow, soft pain, sweet sorrow. I'm tracing the cracks in a porcelain cup. The air in this room has been frozen for years, a museum of almost and bottled up tears. I've been a statue, I've been a stone, building a kingdom of being alone. But there's a crack in the plaster, a leak in the seal, and I'm terrified of how much I'm starting to feel. I'm breaking the silence with a jagged edge cry, tearing the fine and the nothing from the sky. No more shh, no more wait, no more not today. I'm letting the thunder have its final say. It's a deafening roar, it's a crash in the dark, finally fading the very last spark. I spent so much time trying not to be loud, just a shadow of us in a face but you can't stop the noise of the soul in its flight. I'm breaking the silence with a jagged edge cry, tearing the fine and the nothing from the sky. No more shh, no more wait, no more not today. I'm letting the thunder have its final say. It's a deafening roar, it's a crash in the dark, finally fading, the very last spark. Can you hear me? Can you feel the floor? I'm not quiet anymore. Anymore. I can't see the outline of your shoulder or your face, but I feel the heavy pull of you in this narrow space. The world has been erased by the falling of the black, and there's no more room for the things we're holding back. We're two magnets in the night, stripped of all our pride, with nowhere left to run and nowhere left to hide. There's a dangerous closeness in the dark, a heat that's rising from a cold dead spark. I can hear your breathing, I can feel your skin. The walls are disappearing, the air is wearing thin. It's a terrifying comfort, a beautiful mistake, the kind of quiet gravity that's bound to make us break. Your hand is just a whisper, a shadow on my wrist, a ghost of every almost and every chance we miss. In the light we're miles apart, speaking different tongues, but here the very same air is filling up our lungs. I don't need to see you to know exactly where you are. You're the gravity that's keeping me from drifting like a star. When the sun comes up, we'll build the walls again. We'll go back to being strangers, we'll go back to just being. But for now, the velvet curtain is keeping us so near that I can taste the stay with me, and I can feel the fear. There's a dangerous closeness in the dark, the heat that's rising from a cold dead spark. I can hear your breathing, I can feel your skin. The walls are disappearing, the air is wearing thin. It's a terrifying comfort, a beautiful mistake, the kind of quiet gravity that's bound to make us break. Don't move, don't speak. The shadows are making us weak. Closeness in the dark. where the sunlight used to hit, where we used to stand tall. There's a lighter shade of pain where your picture used to hang, a silent square reminder of the songs we never sang. I'm squinting at the surface, trying to find a trace of the light in your eyes or the curve of your face. But it's just a faded reflection of us, turning into powder, turning into dust. The colors are bleeding, the edges are blurred. I'm losing the memory of every last word. We're a ghost in the silver, a smudge on the glass, watching the best of our history pass. I went to the park where we carved our own names, but the bark has grown over our childhood games. The wood is all knotted, the letters are thin like a secret that's buried too deep in the skin. I'm a curator of shadows, a keeper of mist, chasing a version of us that no longer exists. Does the sun bleach the heart like it bleaches the stone, leaving us hollow and bleached to the bone? I'm reaching for vivid, I'm reaching for bright, but I'm only left with this pale, washed out light. It's just a faded reflection of us, turning into powder, turning into dust. The colors are bleeding, the edges are blurred. I'm losing the memory of every last word. We're a ghost in the silver, a smudge on the glass, watching the best of our history pass. Glowing pale, going dim. I don't know where we begin. Faded reflection, faded reflection. I'm standing in the doorway, staring at the floor, with my hand on the handle of a closing door. I know I've been reckless, I know I've been blind, but I'm terrified of what I'm leaving behind. The air is so heavy, the silence is thick, and the clock on the wall is a desperate tick. Can we just give us one more chance tonight, before we surrender, before we lose the light? I'm not asking for perfect, I'm not asking for good, just a hand in the dark that I'm allowed to hold. We're a beautiful wreck, we're a shattered glass, but don't let the best of our history pass. I'll take all the blame, I'll carry the weight, if it means we can rewrite this bitter old fate. I've seen the horizon without you in sight, and it's nothing but gray, it's nothing but night. The bridge isn't burned, it's just covered in smoke. Let's save the forever that we almost broke. Is there a spark in the ashes, a beat in the chest, or have we already put the feeling to rest? I'm begging for mercy, I'm pleading for time to fix the river and to find the right ride. Can we just give us one more chance tonight, before we surrender, before we lose the light? I'm not Don't walk away, not like this. Give us one more chance. I'm sitting on the floor with the sweep and the pen, trying to follow the fix-it plan. But the edges are jagged, the silver is gone, and I've been sitting here since the break of the dawn. It's not a clean snap, it's a million grains of a life that's been pulverized by the rain. So these are irreparable pieces, dust in the palm. No amount of sorry can bring back the calm. You can't glue the lightning back into the sky, or put back the forever into a goodbye. I'm holding the shards of a beautiful vase that shattered beyond any hope of a trace. I try to match the curves, and I try to find the line where the yours used to intersect with the mine. But the gaps are too wide and the surface is rough, and wanting it back just isn't enough. A mechanic of shadows, a builder of air, trying to mend what is no longer there. Sometimes the breaking is more than a crack. It's a point of no return where you can't go back. You can sweep up the mess and you can clear out the room, but you can't make a flower grow out of the tube. These are irreparable pieces, dust in the palm. No amount of sorry can bring back the calm. You can't glue the lightning back into the sky, or put back the forever into a goodbye. I'm holding the shards of a beautiful vase that shattered beyond any hope of a trace. Throw them away, let the glass go. It's too small to save, and I already know irreparable pieces. I got the tape and I got the twine, trying to pull your life back in mine. I'm stitching the shadows and patching the air, but the more that I pull, the more that it tears. The instructions are missing, the map is all torn, and I'm just a ghost who is tattered and worn. I'm mending the unmendable, fixing the void, trying to save what we already destroyed. It's like catching the smoke with a needle and thread, or waking a story that's already dead. I'm a fool with a hammer, a saint with a lie, trying to build a forever out of goodbye. The cracks are too deep and the edges are smooth. There's nothing left here for the spirit to soothe. I can paint over scars and I can polish the glass, but I can't stop the phantom of history's past. It's a structural failure. point where the effort is sin, where the losing is better than trying to win. I'm bleeding on porcelain, I'm crying on clay, watching the glue simply wash all away. Amending the unendable, fixing the void, trying to save what we already destroyed. It's like catching the smoke with a needle and thread, or waking a story that's already dead. I'm a fool with a hammer, a saint with a light, trying to build a forever out of goodbye. Lay down the tools, let the shards fall. Something can't be fixed at all. Mending the end. I've tried to replace the gold with the stone, to find a new rhythm while dancing alone. I've walked into rooms filled with laughter and light, and met a few strangers in the middle of the night. They say all the right things, they wear the right smile, but it only holds me for a very short while. Because nothing compares to us, no matter the cost, to the beautiful broken down world that we lost. I've looked in the mirror and I've looked in the crowd, but the silence of you is still screaming so loud. 1,000 new faces, a million new views, but they're all just a blur when I'm looking for you. The coffee tastes different, the seasons are cold, the new stories felt cheap compared to the old. I'm trying to build something new from the clay, but the ghost of your touch keeps getting in the way. It's a high water mark that the tide can't erase, a permanent shadow in a temporary space. Or a gift to have known, a fire so bright that it turned me to bone. Now everything else is just a flicker, a spark that barely makes a dent in the middle of dark. Because nothing compares to us, no matter the cost, to the beautiful broken down world that we lost. I've looked in the mirror and I looked in the crowd, but the silence of you is still screaming so loud. 1,000 new faces, a million new views, but they're all just a blur when I'm looking staring at the blueprint. The ink is still wet on a house we never lived in, a sun that never set. We were a lightning strike caught in a jar, a map with no border, sky with no star. I keep measuring the distance between is and could be, like a ghost of a sailor on a phantom sea. It's the potential of what we were meant to become, the beat of a heart that forgot how to drum. We were a masterpiece we sketched in the sand, a kingdom of maybe in a hollowed out land. I'm mourning the future, I'm mourning the light of the fire that died on its very first night. We had the ingredients, we had the right spark to burn like a beacon in the middle of dark. But the recipe shifted, the timing was wrong, and we ended the verse before starting the song. Now I'm walking through hallways of what if and when, trying to find where the us might have been. Is it a tragedy or just a mistake to love a ghost of a promise we didn't quite make? I'm holding the pieces of a dream that was gold before the first story was even half told. It's the potential of what we were meant to become, the beat of a heart that forgot how to drum. We were a masterpiece sketched in the sand, a kingdom of maybe in a hollowed out land. I'm mourning the future, I'm mourning the light of the fire that died on its very first night. So much left to say, so much thrown away, the potential of us. I'm running my fingers over the braille of my skin, where the story ends and the shadows begin. They aren't just lines or a trick of the light, they're the maps of the battles I lost in the night. You can't see the bleeding, the surface is dry, but the damage is deeper than the naked eye. These are the scars of this memory, etched in the bone, the price of a love that I couldn't call home. They don't fade with the seasons, they don't wash away. They're the ghosts of the forevers that decided to stray, a permanent record of the beautiful fall, the writing that's written on my heart's inner wall. I try to hide them under sweaters and pride, but there's no place for a shattered spirit to hide. Every remember is a fresh jagged pull on a heart that was just a fortress that's wearing too thin. If I touch the edges, I can still feel the sting of a song that we never got the chance to sing. These are the scars of this memory, etched in the bone, the price of a love that I couldn't call home. They don't fade with the seasons, they don't wash away. They're the ghosts of the forevers that decided to stray, a permanent record of a beautiful fall. The writing that's written on my heart's in the wall. They're a part of me now, like the air in my chest, a quiet reminder that I gave you my best. Scars of you. I'm scrolling through the messages, the ones I should have deleted, listening to the dial tone until the line is defeated. I'm standing in the hallway where your laughter used to ring, but the air is just a hollow, a sharp and bitter sting. I'm closing my eyes, trying to catch the frequency of the only sound that ever felt like home to me. I'm searching for your voice in the static and the hum, waiting for the hello that I know will never come. It's a ghost in the wires, a whisper in the leaves, a phantom vibration that my broken heart perceives. I'm tuning the radio, I'm chasing the sound of the love that I lost, and the silence I found. I thought I heard you calling from the bottom of the stairs, but it was just the house that had under the weight of my prayers. I'm playing back the voicemails just to hear the way you breathe before the goodbye that I still can't believe. The pitch and the timbre, the way you say my name, without it the world just doesn't sound the same. Is it fading, is it thinning, is it slipping away? The melody of us in the light of the day. I'm terrified that one day I'll wake up and find that I can't hear your music inside of mine. I'm searching for your voice in the static and the hum, waiting for the hello that I know will never come. It's a ghost in the wires, a whisper in the leaves, a phantom vibration that my broken heart perceives. I'm tuning the radio, I'm chasing the sound of the love that I lost, and the silence I found. Say something, anything at all. I'm listening through the walls, searching for you. The hallway is stretching, a mile of floor between where I'm standing and that heavy front door. I see your silhouette, shadow in motion, and I'm drowning right here in a landlocked ocean. My fingers are twitching, a desperate reflex, trying to untangle what's grown so complex. Stay within my reach just for a second more. Don't let the latch click on that final door. The air is getting thinner the further you go, and I'm losing the only heartbeat I know. I'm not asking for a bridge, just a single thread to keep the us from becoming the dead. I'm memorizing the hem of your coat and the way the goodbye is stuck in your throat. If I could just touch the sleeve of your shirt, maybe I could pull us back out of the dirt. But the distance is growing, a silent divide, and I'm running out of places for my pride to hide. Is there a magnet left to pull in the blood, or are we just houses caught in the flood? I'm stretching my hand through the freezing air, reaching for a ghost that's no longer there. I was wounded, Stay within my reach just for a second more. Don't let the latch click on that final door. The air is getting thinner the further you go, and I'm losing the only heartbeat I know. I'm not asking for a bridge, just a single thread to keep the us from becoming the dead. Just an inch, just a breath. Don't go into the quiet. Stay within my reach. Somewhere distant, so distant. I'm turning on the static, I'm humming a blur, trying to drown out the person we were. I've got the TV screaming at the empty air, and the fan is a roar in the corner over there. Because if it gets silent, if the noise starts to thin, the walls start to whisper of the shape I'm in. I'm terrified of the quiet, I'm scared of the hush, where the ghosts of our forever start to crowd and to crush. The silence is a mirror, it's a cold white light, reflecting the hollow in the middle of the night. I'm building a fortress out of rhythm and sound, just to keep my own heartbeat from shaking the ground. The clock is a ticking, a countdown to truth, a reminder of how I wasted my youth. I'm terrified of the space where your laughter should be, and the way that the nothingness looks back at me. I'm singing to shadows, I'm talking to dust, anything to avoid the we and the us. Is it the sound of my breathing, or the lack of your arm, that makes me feel so dangerously alone? If I stop the music, if I let the world go, I'll hear the one thing I don't wanna know. I'm terrified of the quiet, I'm scared of the hush, where the ghosts of our forever start to crowd and to crush. The silence is a mirror, it's a cold white light, reflecting the hollow in the middle of the night. I'm building a fortress out of rhythm and sound, just to keep my own heartbeat from shaking the ground. Keep the radio on, don't let the song end. I can't face the silence again. Terrified of the quiet. I'm standing at the edge of a deep dark lake, holding that memory I'm not ready to break. It's a heavy stone, it's a jagged weight, but I'm terrified of what's behind the gate. If I open my hand and I let it fall, will I be free or nothing at all? It's the fear of letting go, the dread of the light, waking up alone in the middle of the night, without the ghost of your hand in the dark, without the cold dead ash of our spark. I'm hugging the thorns, I'm kissing the blade, because I'm scared of the person that the silence has made. The you in my head is starting to fade, and I'm panicking here in the shadow I've made. I'm memorizing the hurt, I'm nursing the sting, because the pain is the only remaining thing. If I heal the wound, then the story is through, and I'm not ready to lose the last version of you. Is the emptiness worse than the constant ache? Is there nothing too much for a spirit to take? I'm white knuckling grief like a lifeline at sea, because without this sorrow, who would I be? It's the fear of letting go, the dread of the light, waking up alone in the middle of the night, without the ghost of your hand in the dark, without the cold dead ash of our spark. I'm hugging the thorns, I'm kissing the blade, because I'm scared of the person that the silence has made. Just a little bit. threshold with my coat in my hand, looking at a life I no longer understand. The pictures on the walls are just paper and ink, and I'm standing much closer than you'd ever think, to the edge of the hallway, the edge of the night, just waiting for the courage to step out of sight. This is the moment I depart from the pain, leaving the shadows and the scent of the rain. I'm untying the knots, I'm releasing the ghost of the version of me that you hated the most. It's a quiet migration, a shift in the air. One second I'm here and the next I'm not there. The keys are on the counter with a hollow metallic sound, and my heart isn't racing, it's barely even bound. I thought there'd be lightning, I thought there'd be a roar, but it's just the soft click of a lock on the door. I'm stepping over memories like cracks in the street, with the cold open pavement beneath my own feet. Don't look out the window, don't follow the tracks. There's no use in calling or looking for facts. The space that I occupied is starting to fill with the dust and the moonlight and the weight of the still. This is the moment I depart from the pain, leaving the shadows and the scent of the rain. I'm untying the knots, I'm releasing the burst of the version of me that you hated the most. It's a quiet migration, a shift in the air. One second I'm here and the next I'm not there. No more goodbyes, no more wait. I'm finally outside the gate. The moment I go. I walked into the kitchen and I tripped on the air, where you used to be standing with the light in your hair. The closet is half empty, a lopsided grin of the hollowed out life that I'm living within. I bought a single coffee, I sat in your chair, but the ghost of your absence is more than I can bear. It's the space you left behind, a cold, heavy room, a garden of silence where nothing can bloom. It's a shape in the hallway, a dent in the bed, a library of stories that'll never be read. I'm a tenant of shadows, a keeper of ghosts in the house that I love and the one I hate most. The toothbrush is lonely on the edge of the sink, and the silence is louder than the things that I think. I'm filling up the shelves with the books you won't need, but the gaps in the wood are beginning to bleed. It's not just a vacancy, it's a physical weight, a mountain of never and a too late date. I tried to rearrange it, to shift all the view, to hide all the corners that look just like you. But the house has a memory, the floorboards have eyes, and they're watching me crumble in a world of your size. It's the space you left behind, a cold, heavy room, a garden of silence where nothing can bloom. It's a shape in the hallway, a dent in the bed, a library of stories that'll never be read. I'm a tenant of shadows, a keeper of ghosts in the house that I love and the one I hate most. Too much air in the chest, too much quiet for a heart at rest. The space of you. The crowd is all drifted, the velvet is torn. I'm standing in slippers, tattered and worn. The spotlight is humming a low, dying hum, and I'm finally ready for the silence to come. I played every heartbreak, I sang every line between your forever and the never of mine. This is the very last encore, the end of the show. One final bow before I let go. No more hidden meanings, no more sad refrains, just the ghost of a melody washing the stains. The curtain is heavy, the theater is blue, and I'm singing the very last anthem of you. The roses are wilted, the seats are all bare, but I still feel the weight of your ghost in the air. I gave you the verses, I gave you the bridge. Now I'm standing alone on the very last ridge. I'm putting the guitar back in its case and wiping the memory right off of my face. Don't clap for the tragedy, don't weep for the end. I'm finally breaking the let's just be friends. The speakers are crackling, the power is thin, and I'm losing the battle I didn't want to win. I'm singing the very last anthem of you. Turn off the board, lock up the hall. I've finally given it all, the last encore. I'm looking for the stones I left in the mud before the sky opened and started to flood. The landmarks are shifted, the signs are rolled down, and I'm just a stranger in my own hometown. I'm checking the compass, but the needle is spinning, trying to find the end of a brand new beginning. I'm tracing the path home through the debris of the person I was and the you and the me. It's a long, lonely walk on a road made of glass, watching the ghosts of our memories pass. I don't know if the porch light is still burning bright, but I'm chasing the gravel back into the light. The weeds have grown over the ruts in the lane, and the air smells of ozone and wood smoke and rain. I'm counting the miles by the aches in my feet, looking for a version of us that's complete. But the further I go, the more that I see that home isn't a place, it was just you and me. If the door is still locked, if the windows are dark, will I find a new fire or just one last spark? I'm following the breadcrumbs of sorries and pleas, brought to the shoreline on my own two knees. I'm tracing the path home through the debris of the person I was and the you and the me. It's a long, lonely walk on a road made of glass, watching the ghost of our memories pass. I don't know if the porch light is still burning bright, but I'm chasing the gravel back into the light. Almost there, I think I see the gate. Hope it's not too much late, tracing the I'm a satellite caught in a dead-end spin, orbiting a world I'll never get in. I'm pulling so hard that my iron is hot, but you're a steady horizon for a soul you forgot. I'm leaning into the curve of your grace while I'm drifting further into deep, dark space. It's an unequated gravity, one-way pull. My heart is a heavy, my pockets are full of the weight of a planet that doesn't feel me, a prisoner of physics, never to